So guys, today's video I'm going to be talking about some of the reasons why you should study in Estonia. I have 9 reasons here I want to give you, and I think these are the best. Or Estonia is one of those countries in Europe that you should consider. First of all, let me also draw your attention to the fact that there are public universities in Estonia, there are private universities in Estonia, and some of these universities will like 2,200, 2,300 euros to like 5,500 euros. You can get a program to study per year. All right, some schools are expensive, others are cheap. Some government schools are expensive, some private schools are expensive, and some others are cheap as well. So I want to be talking about Estonia. First of all, if you are new, please, you are watching the Anointed Village Boy. My name is Milton Fonkwa. For those who already know me, for the newcomers, that is my name, and please do not forget to subscribe. Click that subscribe button now. All right, subscribe now so that you don't forget. Okay, thank you so much for supporting the movement. I'm so grateful, guys. A special shout out to my fans from Nigeria, my people from Nigeria, Lukman and the rest. I cannot mention your name. Thank you so much. All right, I can see what you guys are doing. So today's video, like I said, I will be talking about some of the reasons why you should consider Estonia as a study destination. First of all, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania are some of the three, or let me say the 3 countries found within the Baltic region. And neighbors to Estonia include Germany, Norway, Finland, all right, Latvia, and Lithuania as well. So now, if you must move to Estonia, there are videos on this YouTube channel talking about proof of funds, where to apply for visas, and all of that, all right? Make sure you locate the videos and watch them, okay? Now, the first reason I want to talk about is the ability to work in Estonia as an international student. Yes, in Estonia, unlike in other countries, you are not like, you will not have limited time. Let me say you are not given a specific amount of hours to work per week or per month, all right? In Estonia, you work when you want to work, irrespective of the fact that you are studying, but make sure your studies doesn't clash with your work or your job, okay? So in Estonia, you can work, all right? They don't have limitations to work schedules. So that is what you should know as an international student. Therefore, if you can work in Estonia, though you can earn maybe between 5, 6, or 7 euros an hour, but it's going to sustain you for longer periods as you think, okay? Then the next reason is the fact that most of the schools in Estonia may not ask you for English proficiency, the international English language testing system, or the test of English as a foreign language, what we commonly call IELTS or TOEFL. Most schools in Estonia will not request for that during application or admissions, but some other schools will ask you, all right? Like I said, most, which means that maybe over 60% of their schools in Estonia will not ask you for proficiency tests or English proficiency, in as much as you come from an English-speaking country, or you have been studying in English language for maybe the past 15 years, all right, or your past education has been conducted in English. So that is what you should understand. Again, I already talked about affordable tuition. Most schools in Estonia are not that expensive, but I think you have to check again, because some private schools are cheap, some are expensive. Some government schools are expensive, some are cheap, okay? So it all depends. Remember, do not forget that for you to study in Estonia, you need an application fee payment, all right? I think there are some schools that don't need application fee, but somehow their conditions to enter are somehow very tricky or hard. But let me not put it that way. Estonia in general is friendly in everything, all right? So that is what you should know. Again, a majority of the people or majority of the population in Estonia, irrespective of where they come from, either Estonian, Ukrainian, Latvian, Nigerian, Cameroonian, everybody, majority of the population speaks English, all right? About 80% of the population in Estonia speaks English. So don't think that because their first language is Estonian, when you move there for studies, you will have problems to face during your stay, all right? Because the population, like I said, their first language is Estonian, so you will not have challenges to speak or to interact with people in supermarkets, in school, or wheresoever. Like in other places like Cyprus and Turkey. Though in Turkey, there are some places where people speaks English, like in Istanbul, you will find a majority of people in Istanbul speaks English, but in Ankara, you may not find people that speaks English that much. Same like Northern Cyprus. Just a small proportion of the population understand English language or speaks English, okay? But Estonia is different. About 80% of the people in Estonia understand English, and you will always communicate with them in English language. Again, another reason why you should consider Estonia as a study destination is the ability to get a permanent residency after your studies. Yeah, for sure. I understand most of us, we are looking for means or ways to get a residency in most of these European countries, and we all know why. And our reason is very simple, all right? But Estonia is one of those countries, if you study there, probably you study a master's or a bachelor's, you can get permanent residency. But remember, there are conditions for you to fulfill, all right? There are conditions you will meet in order to apply for the permanent residency, but it's possible to get that, okay? So that is what you should know. Again, I want to talk about food, rents, and transportation. First, let me start with the transportation. If you didn't know today that transportation in Estonia is free, in as much as you have a residency in Estonia, all right? You have free transportation, and this is good news for students who will be looking to study in Estonia and thinking that maybe it will be difficult for them to access certain areas because of transportation. Unlike in other European countries, you have to pay transportation, like in Poland, probably Norway and some other places. Transportation is not free. Germany as well. All right. Now, food and rents. For rents, you can decide to live off campus. All right. You can decide to live off campus. It depends on you. And again, you can decide to live on campus. It all depends on you. And take which one is cheap, and like I said, it's not expensive, so it's cheap and affordable. So go for which one you choose and which is better and you think you can access easily, all right? Off campus and on campus. But if you put me in your position, I will go for off campus. I have my reasons. You also have your reasons. So decide on which to go for. Food is very cheap, all right? With €1, €2, you can cook in your house. Very easy. Same like Northern Cyprus. Food is very cheap, but to get the money in Northern Cyprus is another issue. But in Estonia, it's easy. If you can work, fine. You locate industries and you do some work and you get paid, all right? So that is what you should understand. Estonia is an easygoing country, okay? Now, let me talk about the accessibility to access other European countries. Remember, Estonia is one of the Schengen countries, all right? And also a member of the Baltic nation. So if you are there, you have the probability or the possibility, is very normal, that you will access all the other Schengen countries, all right? I think there are about, is it 27 or 28? All the countries in the Schengen region you can move to. Germany, Poland, Norway, Finland, whichever one you want. Latvia, Lithuania, you can go to, all right? If you are a student in Estonia and if you have a D visa. No, not a D visa. The other type of visa is what? I'm forgetting the name. But in as much as you have a visa to Estonia and you are studying in Estonia, you are legal in Estonia, you have with your passport and your stamps, you can move anywhere within the Schengen zone. All right, that is the most important one. If you can access different countries from the main country you stay, then that is an advantage for you. A very big advantage, all right? So that is what you should know. And most of these countries we know: Belgium, Germany, Poland, Norway, and the rest, we all know them. So you can easily move in and out of these places if you live in Estonia, all right? Especially in the capital of Tallinn, or maybe if you are in another city like Tartu, it's very, very easy for you, all right? So that is what you should know. Another most and vital reason you should consider Estonia, or information I want to share now, is the ability for you, who has always been asking me if you can move to Europe with your children, a cheap country which you can move with your children or your husband. This is a country you can consider. Estonia is a country where you can move with your spouse, you can move with your descendants, all right, while studying as an international student. But you have to understand that there are conditions you must fulfill, all right? There are things you need to do before you can move with them. Remember, again, when you are moving, or if you intend to move with family or kids or husband, because I have a lot of people asking me which country is cheap that I can move to. Estonia is that country you have been waiting for if you have the money, all right? Again, Sweden is one country, UK is another one, Canada is another one, but these places I understand are more expensive than Estonia. So why not take Estonia and start moving forward from there, all right? But remember, like I said, there are reasons, there are conditions you need to fulfill, there are documents, so make sure you supply them. Then when you get admissions, you process everything and you move with your family. As easy as ABC, all right? So that is what you should do. And again, it's going to help you if you are someone who always feel very lonely. You can as well go with your wife or your children to keep you company, all right? So I hope this information helps somebody. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, which is the most important and it should be one of your priorities or one of your main first reasons you should always consider when looking for a country to stay in Europe, is safety. All right. I understand even in the United States of America, some places like in Belgium and some other places, Estonia is the best, all right, in terms of safety. Estonia is a very safe country. You will hardly hear that this happen in Estonia. No. Some countries, when you go there, you always get people. I understand no place is safe on earth, but if you want to look at the probability of safety, all right, Estonia is one of the best countries alongside Finland and so many other countries. I'm not saying the others are bad, but according to me and my research, Estonia is one of those countries you should consider when it comes to safety, all right, and especially if you want to move with family or if you are going for studies. Like I said earlier on in some of my videos, there are a lot of schools in Estonia you could choose from: the University of Tallinn, the University of Tartu, Tallinn University of Applied Sciences, and so many of them, Estonian University of Management. There are so many of them in Estonia, and application fee, tuition fee, and all of this varies. All right, to apply for visas, there are videos on this YouTube channel I already did, proof of funds videos on this YouTube channel, so make sure you verify all of these and watch them. All right, I hope this video was helpful. If it does to you, please do not forget to share first. All right, then if you haven't subscribed, which I don't think you haven't, subscribe immediately. Thank you so much. Until we meet again in another one.